will react when they eventually find out.
About that deal?
Yeah.
I have a feeling that Sam and Dean will try to fuck with Cass a little bit and like try to make him happy.
No doubt.
Let me rephrase that. They'll make him breakfast in bed and do sweet things to try to make him happy just to see him die as a prank.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, thanks. Hi.
That was quick.
Yeah.
So I know that you're really into trying to promote change, and you've been protesting for a lot of change in our country. After the show is over, would you be interested in doing anything political, like locally or statewide, like maybe senatorial?
Gonna be president.
Sure. Yeah. Do you have a job opening for me?
Yes.
Great.
Pick a red state and move there.
Okay.
And then apply as a senator.
Okay. Is it just an application? Is that how you do that?
Sure.
Yeah. Great. Okay.
100%.
Thanks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I do worry, like if I ever, so for a long time in my life, I thought I was going to go into politics, and I was really careful not to have any compromising photos taken of me, or to say anything on camera that might be looked at in a bad light by conservative-leaning people. But I've kind of fucked that up at these panels over the last few years. So there might have to be like a purging process that goes on where I bribe fans into deleting the videos that they've shot of these panels.
There's a lot of politicians that have done a lot worse. So
Name one. Hi.
Hi. First of all, I want to say you're just the best damn person in the world. Yeah. Hold on.
Sorry. Can you say that again?
Yeah, I feel like I need to highlight that for a second, just because the amount of kindness and compassion you show towards all of us is just amazing.
Thank you for being so sweet. Thank you.
So my question is, when you're having a bad day, what do you do to, dig yourself out of that pit, or how do you cope with that?
Well, I don't always dig myself out. I'm not sure that this is a model that should be followed, but so I sometimes go through phases that I call molting. Like it feels like I'm shedding a skin or something, and it can last for a couple of weeks, and it's like a sad time. And sometimes I just let myself sit in that and just experience it, and not tell myself a story about how terrible things are, but just let it be what it is. And then there are other times when I'm like, okay, I don't think I have the resources right now to be depressed for 2 weeks. So, so I'm gonna go outside and go for a run and clear my head, play with the kids, or watch TV. So I don't know, I do different things, and I don't know that any of them are the right thing. But sometimes I sit with it, and sometimes I resist it. But everybody has bad days. I don't know anyone that doesn't struggle at times. And I'm certainly one of them. And everyone I know goes through hard times. And I think a lot of us are really good at putting on a smile and acting like we're not going through stuff. And I think we see that in other people and assume that other people are always having a good time. But I think everyone has hard days. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, that wasn't a really good answer, but it's another.
a mass exodus out of this room right now. I'm so sorry, guys. I love you too. Go where you gotta go. I can't follow that, but I can only agree. I feel like, wasn't my question, but I feel like he answered it. Oh, how funny. Hi, guys, gals. How's today been? Good. There's a lot of strange things on this stage. I feel like I should shower. All right. Where to? Where do I go? So he was here. Hi.
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 My question is, have you ever watched Supernatural?
Misha. What are you doing? Sorry, my fault.
Have you ever watched Supernatural abroad and heard your dubbing voice, and how did you feel about it?
Yes, I watched Supernatural in 2006 in Beijing. So I was dubbed in, I suppose, Mandarin? That sounds ignorant. Mandarin or Cantonese. And my friend at the time was like, Jared, come here, check this out. And I'm in the shower, and I ran out, and it was Supernatural. It was a like ad for the show, and I heard myself in Chinese, and I was like, man, they sound so much better than I sound. I wish I had a cooler voice. This is one of my many imperfections that gets to be sort of aired, but it was cool. And then I met in Argentina, is that right? No, in Barcelona, in Spain, I met my voice dubber, who was like a very handsome and sexy Spanish man. And he was like, I am Sam Winchester. And I was like, I wish I looked like you.
He's not.
He is. I met him, I have pictures with him.
Yeah, no.
Oh, don't you say he is not.
I know he's not.
He is El Sam Winchestero. You watch your mouth. He's a handsome, talented guy. So,
You're more handsome.
well, that's not important, but I will. Yes, so I have, but not a whole lot. Have you?
Yeah, I'm from Germany, so I watched your German voice, and it's quite high. Which is very horrible.
Oh, that's awful. That's pretty embarrassing. Oh, it sounds wunderbar.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Dankeschön.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen. Ciao. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm okay. My question is, there was footage a couple of years ago of you playing guitar, I think, at a con in Australia, and obviously the Supernatural family of actors are all very musical, or a lot of them are, and I just wondered, will we see more of that from you, and can you tell us a little bit about what it means to you play music?
Sure. Wunderbar. Ist Deutschland uns dient?
Wir können auch in Deutsch reden, wenn du willst.
That scared me. Say it again.
Wir können auch in Deutsch reden, wenn du willst. Ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch.
Why are the fans off? I love playing guitar. I am not. We have a bunch of outrageously talented and musical people on the show, and that's been a cool. Yeah, so
99 Schriftballons.
don't give it back to me. Yeah, it's gonna come back to me. I do love to play, and I am totally willing to play. I wouldn't want to waste anybody's time. I know where my talents lie. I'm not a musician like a few of the guys. You know, between Rob and Jason and Billy and Jensen, they're all rock stars, and they can do whatever they set out to. I love to support, be a part. I feel like with Supernatural even, I love to tell whatever part of the story I can. I wouldn't want to be a part of the story that I wouldn't live up to. But if there's a chance to sing and play, then cool. We'll see what happens.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi, Jared. We all know that you are a wonderful father for your kids, and you do your best to make their childhood great, yes? And I was wondering that what your childhood memories make you smile?
Thank you. This is strange. I'm laughing because I'm trying to consider whether or not to push back on the first part of that. I try to do my best. I feel like my best memories as a child sort of mimic my best memories as an adult. So I'll be 37 in a couple months. A month? Whatever.
In July.
In July. 30 years ago when I was 7, I feel like the same things. I feel like at some point I discovered that what excited me and meant something to me as a 7-year-old 30 years ago was the same thing that meant something to me and had meaning as a 37-year-old, which is I love to be around people that I support and love and trust, that also support and love and trust me, and to choose. I mean, everybody in this room probably has things that they would rather have not have done, myself most of all, I'm sure, but the fact that we choose to focus on the best of each other, I feel like if the world focused on the best of the person who they're talking to, it'd be a better world. And so for me, I feel like as a child, to try and go back to your question, I feel like I love the innocence of just do what your day provides, what your friends are doing, like kind of like figure out what's going on and find out who you are. But that sort of innocence of just trying to have a good time, be a good person. So I hope we can all have the same experience.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, love you back. Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
So, do you feel like Sam and John were able to reconcile in episode 300 because Sam had a chance to grow up and mature independently and recognize his part in the strain on their relationship before they had that conversation?
Will you say that one more time, please? Sorry. No.
Do you feel like Sam and John were able to reconcile in episode 300 because Sam had a chance to grow up and mature independently and recognize his part in the strain on their relationship before they had that conversation?
Yes and no. And I'll start out by saying this. I loved the scenes I got to do with Jeffrey Dean Morgan in 300. I think he was awesome. I loved what the scenes did, but a different part of me doesn't feel like, a different part of me feels like it's not somebody else's job or the job of your age or experience to make you comfortable with where you are. and the experiences and relationships that you've had and that you're in. So I feel like the scene that I loved, and I had to walk away several times because I was crying, because Jared was crying. I think season 1 Sam could have had that same conversation with season 1 John. You know, it took Sam 14 seasons, however many years, but I don't feel like you need to go, I don't feel like people in general objectively need to go through something to find themselves in a position to, sorry, I know there are several languages here. I feel like it's on the individual to go, you know what, I'm going to make this right. And if the person doesn't reciprocate and give back to me what I'm giving to them, then that's not my fault. That's not on me. That's not my problem. I shouldn't be guilty, sorry? Responsibility, sure. So I feel like Sam could have had that same conversation in season 1, in the pilot, or in the finale of season 1. He didn't have the words for it yet because he was younger. But I feel like we all have, everybody in this room has the power to make peace with their worst demon right now. But it's up to you, you know, proverbially. So I feel like I'm glad to see it on camera. I feel like if we don't see Jeffrey Dean Morgan again in Supernatural in the next 20 episodes, I'm happy with where Sam and John ended. But I feel like Sam found that part of him, discovered that facet of himself, and Sam's my buddy. I feel like he discovered that earlier, didn't have the chance to say it, finally had the courage to say it. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't have a great answer for that.
Thank you.
Thank you for the great question. Hi.
Hey Jared. So season 15 being unfortunately the final season, what do you see yourself doing afterwards? Would it involve maybe producing or directing or maybe something different?
Well, not directing. I would love to produce. I'd love to produce, and I'd love to do maybe cool guest arcs of acting on other shows or movies.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi. You and Jensen said that you'd like to have some input in the storyline of season 15. So, could you tell us something that you would like to change or add for the brothers compared to last seasons?
Great question. I personally, I feel like my input that I want for Sam is input at the last second, in the last moments. So I don't want to write season 15. I don't want to direct. I don't want to produce. I don't want to write any dialogue, any storylines. I want to protect my buddy. To quote Jensen, who quoted Sylvester Stallone, Sam Winchester is my best imaginary friend of all time. You know, Sam has Sully, I have Sam. Thank you. So I want to do him justice, and I feel like I only have so much focus. My bandwidth can only service so much, so I'd like to focus on Sam's story as far as when it comes to me, and say this doesn't work for Sam, this does, compared to like, hey, I want Sam to wear green pants, or I think it'd be cool if he killed a vampire, or like he should have a bowler cap. Like, I don't give a shit. Shoot.
No one fucking cares.
I want to make. There's a great story when I worked with the late and great Peter O'Toole, he told a story about his friend. I won't mention the exact name, but he said his friend, who was knighted, who was a multiple Oscar award winner, his friend started to rehearse lines in the mirror to see, like, well, if I say the line like this, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. You know, like so he became a byproduct of the way he looked compared to how it felt. So I don't watch myself. I don't watch myself before I film. I don't watch myself after I film. I haven't seen a lot of the show, but I've seen it in my head. So in some way, shape, and form, I want to stay true to what's inside of Sam, whether or not it looks like Sam is wearing this or wearing that, or saying this or saying that. As long as my motivation is staying true, then I'll be happy. But I don't want to guide the storyline. I'll protect Sam, but I don't really have anything that I would want to do. No.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Ciao.
Oh, after Jack killed Mary, the brothers have very different reactions. Dean is hell bent on revenge, while Sam is a lot less so, but they both lost their mother for the second time. Why do you, Jared, think it's so different, their reaction?
Great question. I think the obvious answer, in my opinion, is that Sam lost his mother for the first time. You know? Sam was, what, 6 months old? It's, you know, the facts are Sam lost his mother for the second time, as did Dean, but in essence, Sam didn't know his mom. So Sam just started a relationship. Sam knew his mom through his brother. And so Sam lost his mother for the first time, but Sam had been through so much that he wanted to continue to stay the course, I guess. I don't know the translation for that.
I understand.
Yeah. Like keep doing, keep fighting the good fight. We have work to do. You know, keep doing what they're doing, make the world a better place, and help people in small places here and there. So that's, I feel like Dean knew his mom and lost her already, and so it was sort of like reopening the wound. Like we have a saying called "kick a horse when it's down." I feel like Dean had a horse that was kicked when it was down, whereas Sam lost a friend for the first time that he had known for only a couple of years. Not to belittle the relationship. But yeah, I feel like that was the major, maybe, difference.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, my name is Carol, and there's something I always wanted to know. Why did Sam needed to prepare himself as a vessel for Lucifer with demon blood, but didn't need to, and also Castiel didn't need to, and Nick didn't? And also, are you gonna do something with your hair now that the show will end?
What are you trying to say? I think there's a, I don't know what to do with my hair.
Leave it. It's beautiful.
You're beautiful. Okay, let me go back to the first question. Why did Sam need to prepare? Sam didn't need to prepare for Lucifer, Sam prepared for Lilith. So the Ruby Demon Blood storyline was to kill Lilith, not to be Lucifer's vessel. Sam was always Lucifer's perfect vessel, which is why he didn't need to do anything for Lucifer, just like Dean didn't need to do anything for Michael. And Mark Pellegrino, couldn't do anything for Lucifer's vessel because he wasn't the perfect vessel, which is why he sort of deteriorates. That's my opinion.
Okay, thank you.
But no, I didn't answer your question. As far as my hair goes, I would like to be unrecognizable within 6 months. No, I'm just saying, like, let me grow my hair and my beard and give you guys a big hug when I see you. Because it's been 20 years in this crazy industry, and I'd love to I don't know, just see you guys and have you all see me.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi. So the show has been developing Samuel Rowena's relationship really organically. And do you think they could be going somewhere with that? And would you like to see going somewhere with that?
Yeah, I think Sam and Rowena's relationship reminds me of Sam and Jack's relationship in some form, where I feel like it's two powerful beings that recognize each other's strengths and recognize that they can be each other's friends. I don't think, in a weird way, and I've seen this in the writing, and maybe you guys have too, I don't think Sam is looking for more friends. Whether that's good or bad. I feel like Sam, even with Jack, he wasn't Jack's dad, he wasn't Jack's brother. He loved Jack, but he sort of was still at arm's length of like, I don't know what's going on, I'm gonna give him everything I can give him, but I'm not gonna die for him necessarily, because I have work to do. Probably the same to some degree with Rowena, though she has a bit of Crowley in her, and so you're like, I don't know if she's on my side. I think she is. By the way, I love Ruthie, so any excuse to work with her, I'll take it, like, sign me up. But objectively, I feel like I'd love to see more Sam and Rowena. I'd love to see more Dean and Rowena. I'd love to see more Cass and Rowena. Anytime, I realize that this show, and I know that we have 20 episodes left, and so that's the last of it. And I'll cry harder than all of you, I promise.
No, you won't. I'll bet you left.
Challenge accepted. What do you want to bet? But I feel like what fleshes out the show, what fleshed out our world of Supernatural, was seeing people other than just Sam and Dean on screen.
Yeah.
So any chance to see that would be awesome.
I agree.
Thank you. Great question.
Thanks so much.
You know she's saving it.
Good catch. Thank you. It's going to just float here for all of time. Hi.
Hi. Was there any episode that was scary to shoot besides the bugs one? And why did the show stop making scary episodes like in the beginning?
Great questions. The bugs episode was actually scary with 50,000 bees in the same room. I feel like beyond that, there were certain stunts that may have been scary, but I feel like what happened, the reason we stopped or we sort of steered away from doing individual episodes that were scary was because we found a storyline and a family that made sense for the long term. You know, once Misha came on, and once we had angels, and once my wife came on, and we had demons, the story Supernatural found like the deeper meaning, you know? So it was sort of a magical development of, we have this scary thing, that scary thing, what are the boys doing, how's it going? Oh wait, they're angels, oh wait, they're demons, oh wait, we can do a greater good, let's stick with this. So I feel like it became we found a deeper meaning. We still try to do, we call them episodes of the week. So we still try to do a few every year that are sort of like just scary episodes. But I think by and large, we found a great through line and kind of have to stick with it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I'm saying a funny graphic. It's sort of like scary. Hi.
Hi. Do you think that there is a part of Sam that wishes that he was the one to kill Lucifer? Has Sam found closure now that Dean and Jack have killed him, or is he kind of still looking over his shoulder in that regard?
Will you say it one more time?
Do you think that Sam kind of there is a part of Sam that wishes he was the one to kill Lucifer.
Yeah.
Has he found closure now that Dean and Jack have killed him, or is he still kind of worried that Lucifer will come back again?
I say, I honestly feel like Sam is happier that his brother did that for him. You know, I feel like if you think of your best friend, or if you have a child, or a lover, or a spouse, or a special someone, the joy that Dean got from killing Lucifer in the way that he did, I think usurps the joy that Sam would have had for revenge. And there's something wonderful about, I've learned this from Supernatural. I think one of the best parts of revenge is realizing you never really needed it. So I feel like when Sam witnessed his brother, essentially, killing Lucifer with the Archangel Blade, Sam realized, like, I wanted this out of my life, but I didn't need to be the one to shiv the guy, to stab him, to kill him. And he was happier for somebody else's success. And I feel like if you can find happiness in somebody else's success, especially somebody you love, then you'll never be unhappy. If you're always focused on... I think if you focus only, I guess I said it, if you only focus on the things you can write down on your resume, you'll never see the larger picture, the bigger picture of what people did with your help and what you did with their help. And that's where the real joy comes in.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Hi.
Hi, Jared. My question is, how was your experience acting a new version of Sam Winchester on the 300th episode? As we call it, TED Talk Sam, sort of Steve Jobs-ish. Comical yet really hot with old glasses and and slick back hair.
Say it again?
Really hot, yeah.
You look really hot.
And we have other version of Sam, Justin Smith, from Charming Acres too. So did you have fun acting that character?
Take that.
Or is there any thoughts you might want to share?
Thank you. The TED Talk thing, the pants were very tight, is all I remember. That's all I recall. The glasses were prescription, so I couldn't see anything, and the pants were very tight. And it was fun to shoot. The Justin Smith bit, we shot, and the actor who played Justin Smith, I can't recall his name right now, but he was so good that I was like, oh my God, this guy's amazing. And then I had to do it, and I was like, I don't know if I can do it that well. Like, he's so good. I wish I remembered his name. And the actress who played my wife was phenomenal. So I remember it was one of these kind of weird experiences where I was filming this show, and technically I was the lead of the show, but I was sitting there on camera going like, these people are good.
No, you're being humble.
No, I don't know. They were like great actors and actresses. It was a fun time. There was probably about 10 minutes of gag reel footage of me mounting Misha from the milkshake shop that didn't make it, probably because we'd all be arrested. But it happens. It was a lot of fun. It's fun to do stuff like that, and I guess that's why, as an actor, it's so fun to do the show. I'm seeing some crazy Jared end of panel stuff going on. It just says Jared end of panel, end of panel, end of panel, end of panel, end of panel. It's not really that exciting. Thank y'all so much. Love all you guys. I think I'm done for the day, but I'll see you